Here are 12 tips to help you master AI video creation with WAN 2.5. This tutorial is a complete guide that goes far beyond the updates.
If this AI gets any better, I'll need therapy after every generation.
These updates like uncensored output, voice and sound effects, just like in VO3, the option to upload your own audio, 1080p resolution and even generate 10-second videos are so big that they will definitely help you level up your AI videos. So let's start with tip 1, the easiest but also the most important, how to add a voice to a character. And for that I used this image and I used the model Seedream 4.0 and I used this as the input image with the prompt, a medium shot of a noble fantasy warrior in shining armor, glowing sword in one hand, mystical staff in the other. Now I'll use WAN 2.5 on Higgsfield AI, where all my favorite AI models are under one subscription. Now on Higgsfield I'm in the video tab with the WAN 2.5 model selected, and now I will drag my image in here. And then I added my prompt in here, and now you have the feature to turn prompt enhancing on or off. And I love this feature for many use cases, but not for all, so in this situation I'll turn it off. So let's take a closer look at the prompt. There's a special structure here that I'll explain in detail later in the video. But for now I just want to focus on how to prompt the voice correctly. And I did that by saying the warrior then says, then I added a colon and then a quotation mark and then the line of text, closing it off with another quotation mark. And now you can select either the normal WAN 2.5 model or the WAN 2.5 fast model. I'm going to stay with the WAN 2.5 model and we're going to set the duration to 10 seconds. Now on Higgsfield, if you stay in 720p resolution, you get unlimited generations with the ultimate or creative plan. Plus there are also daily free runs on all plans. And turning this on means that you won't pay any credits for your generation, but you will end up in the standard queue, so you have longer waiting times. For now I don't need this, so I'm gonna set my resolution to 1080p and hit generate. And then we got this final result.
With this sword, I knight WAN 2.5, the new king of AI video.
I'm impressed with this shot. The sync works nicely, but it's not flawless. The real magic comes later when I'll show you techniques to create voices that not only sync but also feel real and carry more emotion. And on Higgsfield AI in the image tab I have the option to choose all the models that I like. For example Seedream 4.0, Nano Banana, Flux Contact, GPT Image, and you can even use Topaz to upscale your images. Let's move on to the next tip, and that is how to create a dialogue between two persons. And for this I use Nano Banana with these 3 images to create this image. With the prompt, the 2 characters are flying through a sky of clouds with swirling sand in the same pose as the line drawing. And for the image to video prompt, I use the description of what is going on in the scene in the beginning of the prompt. Then for the dialogue, I used here's the dialogue. Then I entered the word woman so the AI knows which line of text goes where. And then I added laughing to create more emotion. Then we use the same system with the colon and the quotation marks as before, the line of text. And then for the man I used he's panicked. And here's the same system again, and then the line of text, ending with the quotation marks again. And then this is the final video.
This is the best ride ever!
Yeah, and I think I just wet my pants.
I am very excited about this shot. The action is a bit slow, but later in the video I'll show you a set of keywords that let you control speed and action. What I really like here is how the prompting for emotions made sure they stayed consistent through the whole video. Something not every AI model can do. I'm also very excited that all the dust, debris and clouds from the start image stayed in the video from beginning to end. With the next tip we are going to add our own audio file, which is something you can't do with VO3 at the moment. So for that, in the video tab you gotta go to the lip sync studio. And in the lip sync studio you can choose the WAN 2.5 model. And you can see I've already uploaded my image in here. And now if we click on the generate audio tab, we can take our audio file and drag it in here. And I used an audio file from an older tutorial where I used Ableton to tweak the audio a bit. And then I had best experience when I used the prompt, the alien says the text from the audio file. Because if you don't do that, you get something like this.
Enter, if you dare, and I steal a piece of your soul.
And if you use the proper prompting, then you get this result.
Enter, if you dare, and I steal a piece of your soul. Just kidding. Or am I?
I really love this feature and I'm excited about the results, but honestly, using an in-audio file in WAN 2.5 gives much better results. To show you the difference, I created the same video with audio based only on a text prompt. And that brings me to the next tip, and that is adding a voice pause. Here you can see the normal prompting structure with colons and quotation marks. I noticed that when I use commas, there's only a small pause. But if I use a period, there's a longer pause, and that gives you a result like this.
Enter if you dare, and I steal a piece of your soul. Just kidding, or am I?
Then I tried adding a series of periods in a row, which gave me an even better result, but sometimes it skipped part of the voice, so it's not a 100% guarantee. After a few tries, I got this result.
Enter if you dare, and I steal a piece of your soul. Just kidding, or am I?
In both of these videos, you can clearly see there's way more emotion and a stronger sense of realness compared to the video where I uploaded my own audio file. I'm sure the WAN 2.5 team will fix this soon, and improvements for audio uploads are coming soon. The next tip is how to add emotions. WAN 2.5 is great at creating emotions with just text to video, and later I'll show you a special prompt structure for text to video in general. But for this tip, we're using image to video for more control. This way you can also use your own consistent character. And the key to adding emotions here is starting with an image full of emotion. So I used this prompt. Close-up shot of a woman's face, eyes welling up with tears, trembling lips and raw emotion. And to create this image in the image tab, I used the Higgsfield Soul model, and as you can see, it is very good at ultra-realistic fashion visuals. But as you can see, it is also very good with emotional shots, because you can see here, this is created with the Higgsfield Soul general model. And what I really like about Higgsfield, I can use all the models. For example, I also tried Seedream 4.0 and Flux Context, and then I can just look which images I like most, and this one sticked out most to me, and that's why I chose that one. And now for the video prompt, it is very important that we describe the emotions correctly. So I use the prompt, a woman is crying intensely. She says,
If this AI gets any better, you'll only need therapy after every generation.
I am very excited about the quality. It looks so real. But we're not 100% there yet, because as you can see, the tears don't drip and they don't really look realistic. And to fix this, I used this as the input image with Nano Banana with the prompt remove the tears from her face. And then we got the following video.
If this AI gets any better, I'll need therapy after every generation.
And in my opinion, I think it looks a bit better than with the tears on her face. The next tips are about prompt structures for both text to video and image to video. And we'll start with image to video. And for that I'm using this image. And I use the Seedream 4.0 model for this. And here you can see you can set this to high quality 4K, and here you can set the resolution. For example, if you would use the Nano Banana model, then you also have the option to draw. And I really like this because now you have all the tools in one place. And you can even use this for video, which I'll cover in more detail after the prompt structure section. So this is the final prompt I'm going to use for this image. And here you can see this is the official prompt structure. And here, this prompt, what I created here, is segmented. In the first section is the motion section. And here we only need to describe what we want to happen, because the AI already has the info from the scene because it has the image. So I used the soldier sprints quickly with powerful strides, arms pumping, dust and smoke kicking up behind him. Debris shaking as he runs across the battlefield. Then the next step is the camera movement, and for this I used the camera focus on the right to follow the soldier's movement, pulling back slightly to capture the motion. And then I added the background audio as the third layer, and for this I used thunderous footsteps, clattering debris, distant gunfire and explosions rumbling in the far background. And if you do it like this, I found out that you get the best results this way. The reason I highlighted the first section of the camera movement in green is because in WAN 2.5 there are 4 camera focus prompts that guide the camera so it knows what to follow. And then I used the final prompt with a 10-second duration and we got this amazing result. I am pretty satisfied with the result. The camera clearly follows the character to the right and the sound effects are amazing. Something you often see with WAN 2.5 is that half the time you get slow motion shots and the other half you get fast shots. But we can fix this with the action keywords, which I will show later in the video. So now let's reproduce the running soldier video, but now with text to video. And we have a different structure here. This is the official structure and it is segmented in the following: subject, scene, motion, aesthetic control and stylization. For the subject I used a soldier in a torn uniform, dirt-streaked face. For the scene I used running across a ruined battlefield filled with broken vehicles, scattered rubble and rising smoke. For the motion I used the same prompt as I used with image to video, and then for the aesthetic control I used hyper-realistic cinematic war film atmosphere, daylight with dramatic lighting, and the stylization I used tense cinematic mood. And here is the final written out prompt, and you can see I used the same camera focusing prompt technique as before. And now in the video tab with the WAN 2.5 model selected, simply don't upload an image here and now you're using the text to video model. So here's my prompt. I've turned enhance to off and I set the duration to 5 seconds and the resolution to 1080p. And that gives us this video. I really like this shot, especially the dust kicking up from his feet. It looks great. Some might say the action is missing or there are no military sounds, but honestly, I didn't prompt us for that. And I didn't add sound effects either. For me, this is exactly what I asked for. A ruined battlefield filled with broken vehicles and rising smoke. Something I really like from the text to video model, that it has like 10 styles that it can nail perfectly. So pause the video to look around and I'll show you one to prove it. And for this I use this very simple prompt. A woman as a Veld-style hobbit says,
"Who needs buttocks when you're made of wool? Huh?"
This also shows how well WAN 2.5 adds voice audio to animated or non-realistic characters. The next tip is how to use annotations. For this I will merge these two characters in the same video. This method can give great results, but it can also be frustrating since it doesn't always work. But if you're willing to try a few generations, it's definitely worth it. Please pause the video if you want to read the text to image prompts I used to create both images. And now in the video tab I only have to select the draw to video mode. And here you can see I already uploaded my image and I did that by clicking here. And now you can select the text tool and now I can add my prompt in here. And here you can adjust the settings. For example, you can go for 10 seconds like I do and for 1080p. And this is my final result. And you can see I uploaded my second image in here and I used the prompt: a fierce woman flies forward through fire, hair blowing back, camera zooms out to reveal a colossal mechanical titan. And now the only thing left to do is click on generate. And I know this shot isn't perfect, but it definitely shows the potential of using annotations. The next tip is about camera movement prompts, and WAN 2.5 handles them very well. I'm not surprised, since in my earlier video with WAN 2.2, where I tested every camera movement, it nailed them all. These prompts come straight from the official WAN 2.5 docs, so definitely give them a try. So now let's show you two camera moves to show its potential. And for the first shot I used the prompt: the camera tilts up into a drone shot above the woman, and I am very satisfied about the result. And for the second shot I used the prompt: the woman stretches her arms out to the sky and the camera pushes into the woman's face. And I really love this shot, it looks so realistic. The next tip is about action keywords. For this I'll use the same image with the voice audio prompt, but with slight adjustments to control speed and action. But before that I want to quickly show you how you can also upscale your videos with Topaz AI on Higgsfield. So in the video tab on Higgsfield you can go to video upscale and then you get to the Topaz AI menu. And here you can see I already upscaled my video, but you could even use other settings like for example frame interpolation. That's definitely not needed with the new WAN 2.5 model, but if you want to create extreme slow motion shots you can use this. Now for controlling the speed of the action, for the normal shot I only used the camera pulls backwards and we got this result. Then for the fast action I added motion blur high speed, the camera shakes and dips with the moving clouds. And then we got this result, and that's already a lot faster. And now if you want to go really fast, then you just have to add high action and then you get a lot of action. So let me quickly show you the fast action shot with audio, and then you can see that you do lose a bit of lip sync, but still it's not that bad and I really love the shot.
This is the best ride ever!
Yeah, and I think I just wet my pants.
The next tip is a specific Higgsfield feature. On their platform you can use pre-made effects with both text to video and image to video, like the ones you're seeing here. I usually like creating my own effects, but when that doesn't work, it's great to have pre-made ones. And on Higgsfield AI you can do both. Since Higgsfield is the sponsor of this video, they've given me a special 10% discount code for my viewers, which you can find in the description below.